It is the season of good news for the Orlando Magic. A ton of positives from the game against the Sacramento Kings just the other day on Thursday. And mainstream media coverage for the Magic. NBA Today interviewed Jamahl Mosley on ESPN. So we're going to be talking a little bit about some of the quotes, if you will, from that interview, as well as previewing the upcoming Summer League game against the Raptors on Sunday. Should be a ton of fun, kind of seeing how this Summer League team progresses, as well as maybe any final moves down the home stretch of this offseason for the Magic as they prepare for a big jump next year. Guys, welcome into Magic Digest. I'm your host, Patrick Previty. As always, it's your one-stop shop for Orlando Magic basketball content here on YouTube. And before I get to the Magic contents of the video, have a little bit of a channel update. Digest Media is bringing in another host, so we will be making videos, and you guys will be seeing two hosts, not probably in the same video, but potentially. But we're gonna be so you're not, and not in every single video you're gonna see me. And I just wanted to put that out there because I did want to make sure that you guys sub to the channel, continue to support. I'm still going to be around, even if you see another new face. And when they join, I will let them introduce themselves because they're going to be really, really great at this as well. And just wanted to also say a big thanks of how much you guys have supported the channel. It's that extra push to make sure that we provide the most consistent Magic content for you guys. And I'm going to say this as well, make sure that you sub to my other channel down below. I've been linking it for a while now, and I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that there was a place where I have full control over it as far as the thumbnails, the titles, what we cover, and there will be Magic content there as well. If there's anything I don't touch on this channel, or maybe I just feel like expanding on it, it's going to be there as well. So make sure that you guys show that some support because I have full control over that as well. And you can kind of avoid some of the other things that I don't have the control over. But let's get into the Orlando Magic Summer League game against the Sacramento Kings. They fell down a little bit, 12-21, I believe, at the end of the first quarter. Clawed their way back, but lost by 3 points. But still, the final verdict isn't the wins and the losses. It is how well do these guys end up playing individually, contribute to winning. What do they look like on the court? Do they look like an NBA player? We talked about this a little bit last year as far as when you grade some of these guys on Summer League, do they look like an NBA player? And if they do, pluck them out, take them out of the roster, and sit them because you don't need the injury. I think Tristan da Silva is right in that mode right now. 19 points in this game, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Just looked like he had a grasp on the game. Jamahl Mosley, I don't want to give away too much from his interview, but he did mention his IQ. This is something that we talked about a lot. We know Tristan Silva can play meaningful minutes for an NBA team that is competitive, so he took 15 shots. We're going to give those 15 shots to the rest of this team. Probably sprinkle it out. I think that would be smarter. But yes, he checks the box. I don't think that there's any concern there. Tristan da Silva, NBA player. We'll probably see him, I think, against the Raptors, or maybe they'll give him another game off, one more game. He'll play in the third game, and then that'll be it. I don't see any more than 2 games for him. Jace Richardson. He was probably the biggest plus in this entire game, right? You're thinking first round pick. There's concerns about his size. Maybe this first game is going to be a poor shooting night. 5 of 8 from the floor, 2 of 3 from 3. Made his couple of free throws, had 14 points, had a positive plus minus. Obviously, we're looking at the fouls, especially Ethan Thompson. I'm looking at you. As you guys mentioned, obviously he was a part of the Magic organization prior, but he was good. But last note on Jace Richardson, did not look like the game was too big, too fast for him. And for Summer League, I get it. It's not the NBA, but that's a good check to have. And Noah Pinda, you played well. We're going to see more of him. I especially think when Tristan Silva kind of goes to the bench. Ethan Thompson, he had 7 personal fouls in this game, but 16 points. Looked like he had a grasp on what's going on in Summer League. And then obviously you have the bench, but I don't really know how many of these guys are going to be making it. And I wanted to kind of also move into what else is going on as far as the Sacramento Kings. Got to make sure that we put a body on some of these other guys. But here was, if you were curious, the Sacramento Kings box score. That also is worth noting and definitely worth the context. Jamahl Mosley said he was very happy with a lot of the defense that was going on for most of the young guys for the Orlando Magic. So I think that is something that's positive and, definitely something that this team will continue to make their staple for years to come. Okay, let's get into the Jamahl Mosley interview. Obviously went on NBA Today, and he talked a little bit about the Summer League game. I'll get into kind of the other stuff after this. But he said they started off a little bit slow, and that was first game jitters. But their ability to come back when we talk about us as a team, we're going to keep fighting no matter the score. Knowing what they're able to do is going to be big. Obviously, definitely a huge thing for this team to just continue to fight and continue to try to stay competitive in a summer league game. Obviously, I've mentioned this, the verdict doesn't matter, but to continue to fight, to continue to claw their way back is a positive, and it's something that you want to set as far as an organizational standard. And if you see a guy like Tristan Silva taking off minutes in summer league, you're thinking, well, it should be easy for you out here. I get it, it's summer league, but it should be easy. And that's not the case. So that's good, because you're not concerned with beyond in the season or what have you. So that was obviously really good. So he talked about a handful of other things. I've written them down in this interview. Talked about the connections with Tyus Jones. There was all these different connections to Tyus Jones on the Orlando Magic roster already. Obviously, he's from Minnesota, so some people like that. Duke connections. And then I talked about a little bit how he had played with Desmond Bane, but I didn't realize kind of how deep it went. And Jamal Mosley was talking a lot about, hey, Tyus Jones could be that signing like Alex Caruso was for the Thunder. He didn't say that specifically. They lobbed that to him, and he obviously hit it out the park in that sense. But, we're talking about a guy who's got a ton of connections with the players that are already on the Orlando Magic, something that he mentioned. And then he was saying that he was also specifically impressed with Jace and Tristan da Silva. And those are really, really big things, and two players that I could definitely see getting a ton of playtime this upcoming year. Now, Jace Richardson has maybe parts of the season he might get phased out. I definitely could see that. That seems to be the Jamal Mosley way. But Tristan da Silva, I think his basketball IQ is there. He was already an older player coming out of high school, out of college, and that is something that I think is going to work in his favor as far as getting minutes is concerned. I think he's going to put up some really, really good stuff. Udonis Haslem said that he thought the Magic had the most two-way players in the league. He mentioned something along the lines of, you can run 17 pick and rolls in a possession, and you still not like the matchup that you have. So I thought that was funny, and that was definitely something that I also wanted to touch on before getting out of here, was that this team has, I've seen a lot about trying to make sure that this defensive identity stays intact. And I think it almost is a slap in the face to how good this defense was last year. This defense was amazing last year, and it's definitely worth noting that it would probably take a complete roster overhaul to take away the defensive identity that this team has. It's all about, kind of swinging the pendulum to the middle rather than all the way to the other side. So you don't want to, get too cocky with it and trade half your defensive guys and say we still have a defensive identity. I'm certainly not saying that, but being tongue in cheek here, this team has an amazing defense, and it's well noted from all parts of the league, and I like hearing that. I like hearing that, from a Miami guy, of course, too. But that's all for today's video. I'm going to again say, make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel down below. I'm going to link also Jamal Mosley's interview that he had. It was really good stuff down below in the description. Make sure that you guys support, obviously, not the end of the journey, just the beginning. We're going to keep it moving. And as always, go Magic. And I'll see you guys next time. More Magic basketball content.